with why build. So I think to start with, Google Chat is actually a very popular communication platform among many enterprise customers. Some of them listed here, large Fortune 500 companies, maybe some of your own organizations, whether it's companies or schools, use Google Chat, but it has a large audience and growing quickly. And we're actually seeing many companies shift to Google Chat. And we work here in the quote is an example. They were able to save over $1 million a year by shifting communication platforms to chat. And there's lots of benefits as well. Apps are available in Google Chat, and obviously they integrate really nicely with the rest of Google Workspace. So Google Chat is really growing, picking up a lot of momentum. I don't know if any of you have used chat in the past little while or seen its evolution, but there's a lot of new functionality that's been added to Google Chat just in the past couple of years. Way more coming this year as well, and these are just some of them. There's too many to list on a slide, actually. So Google Chat is really transforming into a great communication platform. And apps themselves are also growing. So this is the usage growth of apps within chat in the past year, and we're seeing continued momentum on growth here. So people are using chat, they're starting to use these apps or bots to get their work done. And there's a lot of unique reasons to build on Google Chat. It is where teams collaborate. You have spaces where you'll have project type spaces. You'll have team spaces where people will post updates and celebrate people and emoji reactions on all those kind of things. And so it's a great place to be if you're a developer trying to build an experience within Google Workspace. You can easily get users' attention. Chat has a very high value for users. Some people may ignore emails or other messages, but a chat message is really important, and that really does capture attention, and you could do a lot with that, with notifications and things like that. The other thing, as we go to hybrid work, people are on the move, and a Google Chat app that you build works just as well on a mobile device as it does on a website. So you don't, or a computer. So you don't need to think about, hey, how do I make this work on mobile? It just works on mobile right away. So that's a really great benefit. And then, of course, this presentation wouldn't be complete if we didn't talk about conversational agents. That's becoming more and more popular. And getting your team to be using conversational agents, chat is just a very natural place to be able to do that. So lots of good reasons to build on Google Chat. But I want to talk a little bit about what are users actually using chat apps for. And we did a study of over 100 users, and we wanted to find out what they're using apps for. And how many of you are familiar with the jobs to be done framework? Okay, so the idea is that any product, feature, or service that you have is doing a job for somebody. And that's why they're hiring that product and using that product. And the jobs are durable. Those jobs stay the same, but the product or services may change over time. So, I want to listen to music. 10 years ago, I would have bought an iPod. Today, you're using your phone, you're using Spotify. It's the same job. You want to listen to music, enjoy music. The product or feature changes. So we want to understand what are those basic jobs that users want out of chat apps. And so we have a few themes, and finding out what are users hiring chat apps to do. So one theme is project and task management. This is, an evergreen task. I'm sure even early humans were doing task assignment and project management in some way. So this is something that really works well in Google Chat. All your team is there. You can assign tasks, have a discussion about them, put a check mark emoji as saying it's done and all those types of things. And so this is a really popular theme for chat apps. And just a few examples here of big players you might be familiar with, but there's lots of innovators creating really innovative new tools as well. As an example, Workstreams.ai uses AI to help project management and things like that. So really, really interesting space to play in. Then communication, collaboration, so sharing information with your teams. So, bringing information from other sources in. So whether it's a Google Drive document or a Dropbox document, or an incident in PagerDuty, or the last icon here is Daily Bot, which helps you get your team to do a daily stand-up offline and ask the right questions, collects all that information, and shares that centrally with the team. So that's a really interesting space you can try in. Meeting and schedule management, lots of opportunity here as well. Not just Google Calendar. CoMean is an awesome chat app that's doing really amazing things in making hybrid work easier. One day if you decide to go to work into the office, how do you book a desk? How do you know who's coming into the office? CoMean allows you to do all that from a chat app. And it's something you can choose on the go to do and see all that information right on your mobile phone. This one is a big one. This is all about customer-employee relationship management. So CRM is an obvious one. If you're a salesperson, you're in Salesforce or HubSpot, and you're in a meeting, you want to update the status of an opportunity. You don't want to have to go open up your laptop, go to Salesforce, do that. You could do that right from your mobile phone and update that opportunity right there. So that's also a really, really interesting space that we see users using these apps for. And then last but not least, this is actually a really interesting one and really well suited to chat, is feedback, recognition, all those types of things. Celebrating birthdays, promotions, all those, or a job well done. This is really powerful on chat. It's a great place. Everyone is together. Everyone can react, put comments, put GIFs and images and things to make that atmosphere fun. It really builds help community, and I think this is one of the really exciting places to innovate as well. So we see actually a lot of people being successful in this space, building a chat app. Okay, so those are, covered the why, some of the whats. I do want to talk about how you can design and build great apps, and I'll start with the design, and we do provide a lot of features that let you get those jobs done for your users effectively. And I just want to say, these are some of the features you can implement to get those jobs done. You might only need one of these features. You might want to have multiple, but it's really up to the job that you're trying to accomplish and what the user needs. So I'll go through these one by one. I'll start with probably one of the most powerful ones is notifying users with important updates and useful updates. And this can be, whether it's a personal update that's meant just for me, that can go to my DM. And so this is a direct conversation, something no one else will see. And then maybe even more powerful is kind of this group notification. So in a team space, you can send an update that is relevant to the entire team, gets the entire team on board and synced across what's happening. So that's really powerful to be able to notify multiple people at the same time. And then you can choose what kind of updates you want to provide. If you do a lightweight text update, sometimes that's all you need. Something happened and that's it. And that's enough for users. You can also use what are called cards. You can see here on the GitHub app, there's a little bit of text, but then there's a card that shows more text, links, interactivity. You can have buttons here to be able to do things like add comment. You can click that add a comment button, type in a comment, and get that task done there. The show more button here allows you, if you're interested, you can read the rest of the text. Otherwise, if this provides you enough context, you can kind of stop there. So lots of great opportunities to provide rich information with these cards in the stream of work. And there's also an interesting nuance. You can make cards public or you can make them private. So even in a particular space, if your message is relevant to one person, you can actually make that message private. And so only they see it, only they can interact with it and take any action. So lots of options here, but this is really one of the most powerful things you could do. Bring useful information into the conversation stream for multiple people. So next up, similar to that, is a link preview. So you can see here somebody's pasted a GitHub link. And when you look at that link, you don't really see much there. It's a URL, and you can kind of figure out what it is. But the link preview provides much more rich information here. And, oh, OK, we should update the date. Oh, I see. OK, oh, yeah, I need to do that. That provides everyone in that space more context on that particular issue. And obviously, you can interact with it, show more. You can add buttons here to mark it as done, and so on. So this is a great way for users to discover your app also. Someone pastes a link, and your app previews that link. Suddenly, everyone in that space sees that app and can benefit from it. By going beyond kind of taking the information, just viewing information, you can enable lots of interactivity. So what you see here in Jira is being able to click here, edit, and chat. It opens up a dialogue and lets users make big changes if they choose to. Here you see the progress being changed and so on. You can really allow this, if it makes sense for your app, to be able to have complex, multi-step capabilities. And there's lots of different interactivity options here. Overflow menu, if you have a lot of things you want to show, drop downs, multi-selects, which allow a user to just easily find the right thing without having to type out the entire thing. So lots of opportunity to allow users to make big changes right from chat. And this is a great example of updating a status. You want to do that from chat quickly. You can allow that. Going even one step further is allowing users to actually manage more of their work. And this is a concept of the app home. So you get a home tab in your app, and you can show a dashboard view of the most important things for that user and let them manage that. Here you can see the Zoho Desk app, which is kind of a customer service app. You're able to assign owners, update status, comment, do all these types of things without leaving chat. So this is great. Without having to switch to a third-party software, you're having a conversation. You can just go to the app, go to the home page, make that update without loading up a web browser and trying to go into the system and finding the right task. So that's really powerful to let users manage their work. There's also lots of creative things you could do to automate workflows. So this is Hey Taco. What it's doing is when somebody sends a taco to a person like this, Chris Hammond, here's a taco, thank you for your work. Hey Taco is detecting that emoji and saying, oh, you awarded Chris a taco. He gets +1 taco, and you can have nice scoreboards and leaderboards and things like that to keep track of how many tacos you've received. It's such a great way to build culture and celebrate people and so on. And this is using the Events API that lets you subscribe to events, messages, and chat, and take action based on that. So very cool use case. And of course, if it makes sense, you can also build a conversational agent into your app. And so when a user asks an app a question, you can have it respond in natural text. You can hook it up to Gemini or any LLM that you choose and have it respond in natural language. So one easy way to do it is using Dialogflow CX. And you can build an agent in Dialogflow, very easily export it into Google Chat, and suddenly you have a conversational agent within Google Chat. Yeah, so actually you can start this from Dialogflow CX, build your agent within Dialogflow, and then it's kind of export to chat and make available in Google Chat. And then you can go from there and then build it out. And there's also a sample Gemini app. If you scan the QR code, I understand that this might be blocking it for some of you, but there's a sample Gemini app where you can connect Gemini to Google Chat as well and get responses from Gemini. This last one is something we really learned through multiple efforts, is make it really easy to do onboarding, education, and setup. And actually, sometimes it's easier to do this outside of chat. If you have your own website that it's really easy to bring your list of spaces that you have here, so spaces.list, and be able to just easily add your app to those spaces direct from your website. So this is what Hey Taco does. It tells you, hey, look, I see you have all these spaces. Do you want to add Hey Taco to any of these spaces? And you can choose multiple and so on and make it easy. So this is a really great way to simplify for you if you already have a web interface that you're working with. Some other learnings we've had is, the onboarding messages. Be really thoughtful about whether it's a private message to the individual user who's onboarding or using this app, and then allow them the ability to share with others if they choose. It's sometimes users take their chat spaces very carefully and thoughtfully, and so they want to have control about what gets posted. Of course, balanced with if it's a public message, everyone can see it, and obviously your app will benefit. But take good thought on which makes the most sense in your use cases. And then, always provide help. You can also use kind of conversational help to provide help, but even a simple help command that says, here are the things you can do is super beneficial. So those are some of the things we've learned on designing a great app. And I do have a mini case study, so I'll go into that more at the end as well to give an actual example. Then on the build side, so we covered design. On the build side, you have a lot of options, actually. So, depending on what kind of developer you are, and no matter what kind of developer you are, you can build a chat app quite easily. And AppSheet is a great way to actually build a no-code chat app. You can actually build an AppSheet automation and bring it into chat very quickly with a few button clicks. So that's a great way. AppScript, which I hope many of you are familiar with, is also a great way to build a chat app. Makes it really easy to build. And of course, if you want maximum flexibility performance, you can build a full HTTP app on your own stack, Node.js, whatever you like, whatever your favorite tech stack is, you could build a chat app using that and have it available in chat. I do want to talk a little bit about the capabilities for AppScript developers we've added. So advanced chat service just came out to GA. Easy way to access all the powerful chat APIs without using URL fetch and all those. It makes it really easy to use the APIs. Then card service is another simplification we've added where you can actually use these methods to build some of those cards that you saw there without knowing like long JSON and getting really cumbersome with long JSON. These methods can help build cards for you, as you can see here. I did mention Dialogflow CX, and as mentioned, you can build an agent in Dialogflow CX and very quickly deploy it to chat and test it out and share with your colleagues. Obviously, in Dialogflow CX, you could choose kind of, the models that you want to use, train the models, all those types of things, or fine-tune the models and do all those types of things, and bring it very quickly to chat. So that's a great way to get started if you want to prototype and get going quickly. Dialogflow CX is a great way to build an agent. In terms of building the UI itself, the card, we do have the card builder. It's called the UI Kit card builder. You can quickly prototype, as you can see here, different cards, modify the JSON and update and play around with it and build the right UI for you. So lots of good options here to try out on building the UI itself. So some functionality coming soon to developer preview is the ability for chat apps to use their own authentication to create spaces and memberships. So previously, humans had to provide that authentication. And so the space would be created by me, for instance, if I use this app, and managed by me effectively. But now apps can have their own authentication, and so they can manage the spaces. They can add the right people, remove the right people. They can do all that and be long living and doesn't rely on a human manager who needs to be there. And so it really opens up a lot of different automation capabilities with things like incident response. You want to add the right people into a space, or customer support tickets where you want to bring one agent in. They need to do something, and then they need to escalate. That agent can be removed and another agent can come in, or an AI agent can come in. So apps can do all that orchestration on their own now, soon. So this is in development, coming soon to developer preview. The other is very exciting. I know some of you said you've built workspace add-ons, and So you will soon have the ability to create a chat app within your Workspace add-on as well. And so that means that all your Workspace add-on users will also get the chat app. It will use the same event structure and all those things as add-ons and really unifies our framework. So it makes building way easier. This is very exciting, coming soon to Dev Preview. So those two are coming soon to Developer Preview. Make sure you're signed up if you're not already. So I'll do a quick case study on Jira. We talked a little bit about jobs to be done. And Jira had these two jobs, so project management, task tracking. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Jira. And then enhancing team communication and information sharing. A bit of context, this app was built in 2018, actually before a lot of the chat platform capabilities were there. And so we knew that we'd added so many capabilities that we were not taking advantage of. And so we asked our users, hey, how is this app working for you? And there was a lot of good feedback. It is one of our most used apps as well. And so it's actually used by lots of users. But we received a lot of great feedback on what we can improve. And some of the feedback here, the notification cards, they really wanted perfect notification cards that compactly show all the information needed. They really wanted the ability to take actions within Jira, within chat, right there and then, and we weren't providing a lot of actions. And setting up the app was a little clunky. So, we took this feedback, awesome feedback, and we made some improvements here. So, I don't know if any of you have tried the Jira chat app, but it looks what it looks like on the left here. And, this was kind of based on the UI kit capabilities we had a few years ago. And we redesigned that card to make it much more compact. And one of the things we really learned is chat users really want every single pixel to be useful. They have all these messages in chat. They want to be able to see as much information as possible. So we made it much more horizontal, showing way more info in the same card, but taking up less vertical space. Use formatting to identify changes so you can see when somebody changed from to do to in progress or from medium to low. We did all of this functionality to identify changes and so on, and made a much more useful card for users. We enabled some of those quick actions. One of the big things they wanted to do is quickly edit a status in Jira right from within chat without having to go into Jira. So we updated that functionality. The ability to edit the most important fields. We're also going to be building this app home dashboard. And so users can see all the Jira tickets that are assigned to them or that they're watching right from within chat. They don't have to go into Jira and navigate. They can see all of that right there. And then we also made setting up notifications way faster. So from the app itself, how can we make it super easy to set up notifications to multiple places? And a few key insights. I won't go into too much detail, but listen to your users. The feedback was super helpful in helping us improve. In chat, every pixel counts. Users are really have high expectations for what's in a chat app. Keep it simple. Simple actions work best in chat. Things you could quickly do from your mobile device. You don't have to think too much. That is really powerful. And then smart defaults. So previously we had users having to set up notifications manually and configure all of that. But we realized if we just put smart defaults that work for 99% of people, that really saves people time and prevents drop-off. So these were some of the key insights. We're updating this app as we speak. We'll launch it this quarter. And what we'll do is iterate. We'll listen again to the feedback that's coming, understand, iterate. And we'll build new functionality. If there's new functionality that comes out, we'll keep improving and so on. And we've learned that that's important. Just keep updating your app, making sure that it's really doing the job for your users and using all the functionality available to you to do that.